If you're an asshole, you gotta back it up. Preferably don't be an asshole, obviously. Not even necessarily an asshole, just being a little cocky. If you're gonna be that way, at least have aura and be a badass too. Like Michael Myers, for example. Dude's kind of a dick, but he backs it up. Imagine if bro got beat up every time he went out to terrorize the town or whatever. You can't come back from that. At least not still trying to play that part. You gotta be like a good guy at that point, or just turn yourself in. Like, forget it. You don't have the aura of a villain anymore. Well, baseball is the ultimate can't be an asshole sport in. I mean, that goes for really any sport. Like in football, you should definitely stay humble, because it doesn't matter how good you are at any moment. On any play, your leg can snap in half and you just look like an idiot now. But baseball, far and away, you gotta stay humble and not carry yourself like you're better than anyone else. I mean, just look at how the sport works. Aaron Judge just won the MVP award hitting .331. Bro failed almost 70% of the time to get a hit. I guess he's not the best example because he gets put on base a ton. Like, teams don't even give him the chance to get a hit, but you get the point. Bro fails a lot, and that's your MVP. The Cy Young Award winner, the man that's projected to get $400 million. Tarek Skubal gave up 18 home runs this year. There were 18 separate times where bro got his shit rocked. That's a lot of times. Ask Wander Franco. He gave up 141 hits. 141 hits. That's your best pitcher. Okay, you cannot act like you're invincible. The moment you do that, the moment your downfall begins, because the baseball gods notice everything. And that's exactly what happened to today's protagonist, Alek Manoah. So thank you for being here, whether you're part of the 49% elite humans or not. If you aren't, I'm just kidding. Consider joining them if you like the videos, as Alek Manoah was hyped up from the very beginning. The moment he was drafted, he was expected to be this big thing. I mean, he literally is a big thing. He's 6'6" and was about 270 pounds when drafted, which was part of the concern. Like, he may get too big for his own good, aka fat. I'll just say it. People were afraid he'd become Amy Schumer on the mound, and that's not necessarily on its own the worst thing in the world. CC Sabathia made a Hall of Fame career out of being Amy Schumer on the mound, but I don't know. I don't know if it's that simple. I mean, it may have just worked for him, but it doesn't for others. Obviously, there's a lot more that went into CC Sabathia being good than him being fat, but whatever. The Blue Jays liked Manoah, so they drafted him. He pitched very well in low A to end off the 2019 season. Didn't pitch at all in 2020 because of the pandemic, but 2021 started the year in AAA, which of course is a big jump. But Manoah didn't make it seem like it was a big jump. He was great. He made 3 starts and gave up 1 single uno run throughout them, and the Jays had seen enough. Bring him up. So as you can see, it didn't take very long for Manoah to come.
That's what she said. Excuse me? That's what she said.
And he also immediately did well to start off his big league career. He faced the Yankees to start. First big league start in your life. Here's Aaron Judge. Have fun? Well, he did. Had a lot of fun. He threw 6 shutout innings, struck out 7 hitters. His next start wasn't good, ironically, against the Marlins. Pitches well against the Yankees, the White Sox. Remember, this is 2021, so the White Sox were actually good, and the Red Sox. He pitches well against all those teams, but struggles against the Marlins. Well, then he struggles again against a team that didn't make the playoffs that year, the Blackface Orioles. And this is when we also saw Manoah's tendency to get into beef with other teams. Not even a month into his career, he's hitting guys and getting the benches to clear. That was obviously a sign looking back. But anyway, what happened was Manoah, to begin, was just getting railed this start. Ryan Mountcastle took him deep in the 2nd inning. Cedric Mullins did the same in the 3rd inning. Go to the 4th inning, Mountcastle's at it again, making Manoah his little bitch, and before he could even process what was happening, DJ Stewart hit one out to go back-to-back. That's 4 home runs given up in the last 3 innings of this game. 5 runs for the Orioles off Manoah, so Manoah was like, I have an idea, and threw the next pitch right at Michael Franco's back. That's one way to not give up back-to-back home runs, so I don't know. Was this on purpose? Probably not. Franco thought it was, or was at least questioning it. You know, he can't prove it with hardcore evidence, but he just gave Manoah that look. Well, the bench is cleared. We had some bird-on-bird crime, which is nothing that crazy. It's not like that's the first type of crime like that in Baltimore. Manoah was ejected, though, which he was pissed about. Honestly, if I were him, I wouldn't have been that upset. Like, yeah, let me get the hell out of here. This start's cooked. Well, Blue Jays ended up winning this game anyway, and Manoah recovered more than okay, even though he did get suspended for 5 games because of this, so MLB really thought he did this on purpose too, which maybe he did. I think part of it is the fact that his actions led to the bench's clearing, so they put a lot of the blame on him. Like, they think he instigated it, not even whether he hit him on purpose or not. Like, Manoah walking up to home plate the way he did, almost like to confront the man he just hit. That wasn't a great look. Like, if anyone should be mad, it probably shouldn't be you, but whatever. After the Orioles ripped him a new asshole in this game, he patched that asshole up very well his next start. That was also against the Orioles. Again, he threw 6 shutout innings, pitched to an ERA under 3 the rest of the whole season, struck out a lot of hitters. He was great. And you know how he gave up 4 home runs in that one game in Baltimore? In that one game, he gave up 4 home runs. He only gave up 5 the rest of the whole season. I'd say an argument for why Manoah didn't hit Franco on purpose is the fact that it wasn't some one-off thing. Bro literally led the league in hit by pitches in 2021 and 2022. So I think he just liked to pitch inside, even if it meant hitting guys. That's where he would always miss, up and in. And that didn't change in 2022 with some higher profile guys now, because most of you probably don't even know who Maikel Franco is. I'm assuming a lot of you probably do know who Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole are, the 2 guys who became Manoah's next antagonist, especially Cole. But before that, Manoah pissed off the Red Sox. Bro really was trying to speed run, pissing off the entire American League East division. You gotta kind of respect the hustle. Now, but this is when I was like, oh my god, screw this dickhead. So he's pitching against the Red Sox, and he was dominating. He strikes out Franchy Cordero here and stares him down, which was weird. Like, okay. This whole thing was weird. So he stares him down, tells him to go back to the dugout. I don't even know if Franchy knows English, and he's yelling at him. Franchy's just like looking at him like he's an idiot. Next up, Bobby Dahlbeck, who for some context took him deep earlier in this same game over the Monster. Well, he strikes him out this time, gets him looking at a fastball, and then starts bitching him out too, calling Dahlbeck a bitch. Like, what? Bro came to the ballpark looking to fight. So that was the Red Sox. Well, a month after that, he hits Aaron Judge with a pitch in a game in New York, and Judge, never a guy usually to show much anger toward anyone or anything. Even he was pissed off, and so was Garrett Cole. Bro popped out of the Yankee dugout screaming, like, my god, without context, you'd think Cole saw his ex or something. Well, Judge calmed down as quickly as he got upset and told his own guys to do the same, so nothing happened other than Cole yelling. And after the game, Manoah called out Cole for just yelling, basically telling him to take his tampon off next time and fight him.
I think if Garrett wants to do something, he can walk past the Audi side next time.
He later that offseason went on a podcast with Serge Ibaka and calls Garrett Cole the worst cheater of all time, which isn't a combination of words anyone could have ever created, but that happened. One of the most random things ever.
Who is the worst cheater in baseball history?
In baseball history?
Yeah.
Cheater?
Yeah.
Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole, what he did?
Yeah, he cheated. He used a lot of like sticky stuff.
Yeah.
To make his pitches better.
Wow.
And he kind of got called out on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Manoah was killing it in 2022. He basically did everything he did in 2021, but even better. He threw more innings. He was an all-star. Everything was going great. So you have this guy, this pitcher. He's dominating. He's emerging as one of the best pitchers in the game. He's calling the Red Sox and Yankees players a bunch of bitches. Man, what could go wrong?
It don't go down.
Robert, it goes down.
No, it don't.
It do go down.
Oh!
Things started off well for Manoah. Too well. There's always a catch, and again, he wasn't just good, but he was cocky. He acted above everyone else, whether he fully realized it or not, and the baseball gods have been ungodly cruel to Manoah since 2023. He was the opening day starter of 2023. Gave up 5 runs on 9 hits to the Cardinals. Some more bird-on-bird crime. Manoah tends to find himself in the middle of that. He actually was great in his second start that year against the Royals. 7 innings, no runs. So, okay, great. Manoah's back. Well, no, he wasn't at all. He had a 5.5 ERA over the first couple months of the season. Obviously not like him. But the Jays hadn't seen nothing yet. That's when the Astros said hi and knocked Manoah around for 7 runs in the first inning. And not just the first inning, Manoah recorded 1 out. That's it. 1 out was all he could get. It was so bad that the Jays immediately demoted Manoah not to AAA, not to AA, not even single A. No, the damn Florida Complex League. Like, how about just face the lowest talent you possibly can just to get some sort of confidence back? That should work, right? Oh no, it got worse. In his first start down in the Florida Complex League, Manoah gave up
not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
11 runs on 10 hits in less than 3 innings. Now, a lot of that could have been just keeping him in the game to just continue working on stuff. Even though he was giving up so many runs, you'd think it was a joke. But either way, it's amazing how quick a fall off can happen. Now, Manoah wasn't as established as a guy like Garrett Cole, his good buddy. But still, I mean, my God, you go from one of the top pitchers, your team's opening day starter, you go from all that to giving up 11 runs to your local Little League team in a span of months. Well, Manoah came back after being away for a month, had a good start against the Tigers just to be shit again and be sent down again, this time to AAA though, not to Florida. It was to Buffalo, except this time Manoah refused to. He just straight up said no and didn't show up, even telling the team he was done for the season. There was also some issue between him and the team over his health. Manoah got an injection in his right arm because apparently there was some pain there, but he went around the team to do it. Like, he didn't go through the team doctors. They had no input on him actually doing that. I think they preferred him not to because they didn't think he needed a shot, and he didn't have any damage. Like, I think he got x-rays or MRIs or whatever, and there was no damage found, but he got a shot anyway. He just said, screw you. So this turned into a really crappy situation. Manoah completely fell off a cliff on the mound. He refuses to report to AAA, and he goes around the team's doctors to get a shot in his arm. Okay, so now I guess he was just speedrunning how to get traded or released from a team. But it didn't work. He came back for 2024, made 5 starts, had a couple really good starts, a couple really bad starts, and then had to get elbow surgery. And Manoah hasn't pitched since. At least not for the Blue Jays. He did come back late this past year, recovering from Tommy John, to pitch some game in the minors, where he did actually pretty well, but it didn't seem to matter. The Blue Jays released him, and the moment that happened, Anthony Recker was vindicated, and there obviously needs to be some context to that. So before the 2023 season, Anthony Recker, a former player, he was never good. Well, he was on MLB Network as an analyst and basically called Manoah Lizzo. He basically was like, this big-ass dude better watch his weight. The Blue Jays are going to watch Respucia Lattimore walk through those doors.
Is what I want to say, but I won't.
So instead, he said,
Alek Manoah, I love you, Alec. Just show me you're willing to put in a little more time in the gym and that you're going to be there consistently for a little bit longer. I still love you.
Well, Manoah saw this and responded saying, hey, Anthony Recker, my job isn't to please you. You are an outsider. You don't know me or my work ethic. What I do in the gym has clearly worked. Check the numbers. Sucks you can't say the same for yourself. And at first, he kind of was right because, you know, he did have a very good 2022 season. It was a very good start to his career. Well, here's a live look at Recker 3 years later with Manoah completely falling off a cliff and getting released.
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
The Atlanta Braves picked Manoah up off waivers just to let him go. Not even 2 months later. He wasn't even on the actual team. So back out on the market he went, and well, it's time to start learning Angels, buddy. They just signed him to a 1-year deal, and it almost makes too much sense to be true. Like, there's got to be some sort of catch here, but as of now, no, it's perfect. The Angels are beyond desperate for pitching, and Alek Manoah is beyond desperate for an opportunity. Match made in heaven. To the Angels you go. There's not much money involved, about $2 million. Of course, that's a lot of money, but not in baseball money. What an industry. Imagine having a job and being so bad at that job where you only get paid and offer to get paid $2 million to do said job. That's the power of being good at any point in your career. It's incredible. There will always be a demand for you in baseball. Like, you're still going to get good money if you're at least decent, if you've ever been decent in your career at any point. It's just how it works. But of course, for the Angels, $2 million is nothing. What's the worst that can happen? Manoah's bad, or he says he doesn't want to pitch for them like he did for the Jays. Like, if he's really bad and they want to send him to AAA or something, and he's like, screw you. Okay, great. You're not committing much of anything, so you're not really losing anything. It's a very low-risk, high-reward scenario. It's perfect. But it's amazing we're referring to Alek Manoah as a low-risk, high-reward scenario after how hot he started out. But that's what happens. This game will humble you, and it's done a lot more than just that to this man. He's not a lost cause, like completely lost. He's still young. Who knows what could happen? But I feel like Alek Manoah is a great example of when your ego catches up to you. You end up in a spot I wouldn't even wish my worst enemy to be in. The Anaheim Angels. That's about it for now. Bye.